Today on the program, Renault unveils the Twingo in its most basic version, and we're dangerously close to a big joke. Morris Garages is back in action with its brand new Morris Garages. Alfa Romeo cancels all its electric car projects. And finally, Trump loses it and removes the only rule that limited car pollution. Basically, manufacturers will once again be able to do absolutely whatever they want. Let's talk about a little French electric car that made a promise as bold as building a bridge out of spaghetti, costing less than 20,000 euros. It's the new Renault Twingo, and the brand has just revealed the prices for its base version. And we can say that Renault has kept its promise because it's available starting at 19,490 euros for the entry-level model, or even 13,750 euros with the government incentive. But behind these prices, there's a subtle yet persistent feeling that Renault is making fun of us just a little bit. At first glance, the Twingo is cute, almost too cute, with big LED eyes and bright colors. You just want to pat its hood and say, who's a good little car? And then you look at the spec sheet for the base version, the Evolution, and that's when the surprise hits. For 19,490 euros, Renault doesn't just give you 4 wheels and a steering wheel. You get air conditioning, cruise control, 2 screens, and even Apple CarPlay and Android Auto compatibility. And honestly, at this price these days, we almost expected the windows to be made of plastic wrap. The engine is an 80 horsepower electric unit. For the city, that's more than enough. The claimed range is 263 kilometers. In reality, on the highway, if you dare to venture there, since its top speed is 130 kilometers per hour, you should count on more like 150 kilometers before desperately looking for an outlet. And that's exactly where the problem lies. Renault, in its great wisdom, decided that for this price, you don't have the right to charge your car quickly. As standard, this Twingo comes with a charger that's as fast as a sloth taking a nap, a 7 kWh charger. To put it simply, it takes almost 4 hours for the battery to be full. So you're basically stuck charging it at home, which turns this potentially versatile car into nothing more than a very, very expensive shopping cart. So, is the basic Twingo a scam? Well, Renault has thought of everything. They offer you an advanced charge pack, a fancy name for the thing that actually makes the car usable. For the modest sum of 500 euros, you get access to fast charging, and obviously, that changes everything. In 30 minutes, you get enough juice to get going again. The car finally becomes a real car with this essential option, so the total bill comes to 19,990 euros. We're still well below the 20,000 euro psychological threshold. So, to conclude, is it a scam? No, not quite, because even at 19,990 euros, with its adorable look and generous equipment, it's still a seriously interesting option on the electric car market. But the big question is, why does Renault dare to offer this option, which is essential, for 500 euros? Next, you remember the Morris Garages, that Chinese electric car that arrived on our roads in 2023 and made quite a splash among European manufacturers. While Renault and Volkswagen were asking you for more than 40,000 euros for their electric compacts, MG came along and said, here you go, here's one, for just over 20,000 euros bonus deducted. It was humiliating. Buyers rushed to get it. It was a great deal. And then the French government removed the bonus for cars made in China. So, sales of the Morris Garages, 4, suddenly collapsed. People thought it was finished, done for, but it's back, returning with a major exterior update. Don't expect a revolution. They changed the rims and added small flaps on the bumper that open and close to improve aerodynamics. It's the kind of detail that excites engineers, but you'll never notice. No, the real change is on the inside, and God knows it was needed. The old dashboard had been criticized, and rightly so. It looked like it had been sculpted out of yogurt. The ergonomics felt like they were designed by someone who only uses telepathy. That's over. They threw everything out to install the interior from their SUV, the S5. The perceived quality has taken a giant leap forward. They even made the heated seats and steering wheel standard under the hood. It's also a major overhaul. Goodbye to the small battery for tight budgets. The new base version comes with a 64 kWh battery offering a range of 452 kilometers. The version with the large 77 kWh battery will take you even further, 545 kilometers. And for the thrill seekers, the X-Power version is still available. 2 motors, 4-wheel drive, 435 horsepower 0 to 100 in 3.8 seconds. So what's the strategy behind all this? The Morris Garages, 4 has tasted success and now it's moving upmarket. It doesn't just want to be the cheapest anymore, it wants to be the best. In conclusion, the car that made European manufacturers blush with shame is back. It has fixed its most annoying flaws while improving its performance. We don't know the prices yet, but if Morris Garages stays as aggressive as before, the competition has new reasons to have nightmares. Now let's talk about Alfa Romeo. Just the name evokes passion, style, beautiful red bodies, and engines that sing. It's a brand you buy with your heart and never with your head. And today they prove to us once again that they are the undisputed kings of chaos. Today's topic is magnificent, the Giulia and the Stelvio. You know, that gorgeous sedan and that SUV that saved the brand a few years ago? The problem is, a few years in the automotive world is an eternity. The Giulia and the Stelvio came out in 2016. Meanwhile, the Germans are already on their second or even third generation of models. Normally, the replacements should have already arrived, but no. At Alfa, we like to make the pleasure last. At first, we were told there would be a slight delay, and then the news broke. The boss of Alfa, Romeo, announced without hesitation that they were stopping everything. They threw the projects in the trash and started over from scratch. So the new versions won't arrive before 2028. The reason for this turnaround? Well, that's where it gets absolutely brilliant. The boss explains to us, we thought the future would be 100% electric to please the bureaucrats in Brussels. But actually, no. We have to change everything and reintegrate combustion engines, so that's where we are. The engineers are going back to the drawing board, abandoning the 100% electric, all probably while banging their heads against the wall. And the current Giulia and Stelvio will have to keep going until 2028. By then, they'll be over, 12 years old. And the conclusion in all this? Well, it's an industrial disaster. It's the result of chaotic management at Stellantis under the Tavares era. But it also means that for at least another 3 years, you'll be able to walk into a dealership and buy a brand new Alfa Romeo Giulia, a pure rear-wheel drive with a stunning design and exceptional handling. So yes, Alfa Romeo is a circus, but it's the most beautiful circus in the world. And for that, we forgive them for everything. And finally, good news. America has decided to solve the problem of global warming. And they've found a very, very simple solution. They've decided that the problem doesn't exist. Yes, you heard right, the Trump administration is about to tear up a law from the Obama era. This law basically said that greenhouse gases, that stuff that comes out of exhaust pipes, might not be great for your health. A revolutionary idea, right? Well, by overturning this finding, Trump is taking away the Environmental Protection Agency's right to tell car manufacturers what they have to do. To put it simply, now it's total freedom, it's anarchy. A manufacturer wants to produce a 6.7-liter V12 that consumes 50 liters per 100 kilometers and spits out black clouds capable of knocking birds out of the sky. Go ahead. No need to measure, to report, or to comply with anything anymore. The administration's argument is, as always, well thought out. He tells us about a savings of $1 trillion in regulations and an average decrease of $2,400 in the price of a new car. So, where do these numbers announced by Trump come from? Nobody knows, but they sound good. So, of course, the Democrats are furious. Their leader, a certain Chuck Schumer, is shouting that it's a corrupt gift to the oil giants, as if he seemed to discover that politicians and oil companies get along well. But the best part, the most delightful, the height of irony in this story, is Elon Musk, the high priest of the electric car, the same Elon Musk who gave more than $250 million to Donald Trump's campaign. And what was his company Tesla doing last September? Well, it was writing a letter to the Trump administration begging them not to do that. Tesla explained that these rules, as restrictive as they may be, created stability that allowed them to invest and innovate. So what should we conclude from this? Is America about to become the land of oversized muscle cars again? Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Honestly, I don't know, but one thing's certain. It'll be spectacular to watch. Anyway, what do you think? Let me know in the comments. Thank you all for watching this new video. Don't hesitate to subscribe and turn on the notification bell to make sure you don't miss anything. See you